when he got word that they were being watched by the FBI, he gave them a heads up and even showed them where the surveillance cameras were.
Oh, wow.
And that way they won't get in trouble. And then, so he got arrested for obstructing an investigation, an FBI investigation.
Oh, okay.
Also, he's on audio smoking crack or meth out of a pipe and soliciting sex from one of the people there.
Oh, I heard it was something bad. Like, I heard it wasn't just something
What's your
like...
opinion on the sheriff overall?
That, yeah.
I've only heard good things. Like,
Okay.
I know that sounds completely opposite of what you said.
I
which
keep hearing
know,
that, yeah.
I know, you don't know what goes on behind closed doors, because, I mean...
What kind of good things have you heard?
I've just heard if people say that he's, really working.
Cleaning up the town, I've heard that.
You've heard that he's cleaning up the town. I saw
I have heard that, yeah.
the crime rate's supposed to be down,
Yes.
which is good.
Yeah.
Makes you wonder, though, if he's just not busting the people with drugs, so there's less reports to report.
Oh, for sure. I mean, that is...
So now
that's
crime's
the
down.
first thing you think of when people
Yeah.
say, oh, well, he was really turning around. It's like, or is he, just...
Or is he just not arresting people anymore?
know what he's doing,
We'd like to talk to the sheriff if we could.
Okay, the sheriff's office is actually closed today.
Yeah, we found
Saw that. Do you have any comment on the sheriff?
We have no involvement with that.
I didn't think you did, but
Yeah, we can't
what?
discuss it.
What's your personal opinion on it?
I'm not disclosing.
Do you think he's... What's up? I got this sweet fedora from my great grandpa, so I'm gonna wear it today. I hope that's okay. I have some notes here, but today we're gonna talk about another Arkansas sheriff that was arrested by the FBI. If you remember, I published a story about a month ago, late October, about ex-Johnson County Sheriff Jimmy Stevens being arrested by the FBI. He had several charges, but he took a plea deal and pled guilty to the felony charge of possession of a controlled substance. He's no longer sheriff there. He's got 6 years probation. I'll leave a link to that video in the description of this video. So now we have another sheriff arrested by the FBI, this time in Hot Spring County. Sheriff Scott Finkbeiner. He is currently free on a $5,000 bond. He was arrested by FBI for obstruction of justice and 2 counts of misprision of a felony. So pretty much what happened, there was a federal investigation going on in Hot Spring County into a known narcotics dealer. Well, the person being investigated by the FBI happened to be a friend of the sheriff of that county, Sheriff Finkbeiner. So the sheriff catches wind of the investigation. He goes over to his buddy's house. He gives him a heads up what's going on. He even shows him where the surveillance cameras are that are watching his house. So little does he know, there's actually an FBI confidential informant in the house listening to everything. The informant recorded audio of Sheriff Finkbeiner smoking meth and crack, and even soliciting sex from the informant. He's even being accused of threatening people if they talk about this. The sheriff wrote on a Facebook post, "Please pray for my family and friends. This has been a nightmare." Actually, hold on. "Please pray for my family and friends. This has been a nightmare for all of us. We are working on my legal defense, and I have been advised not to discuss my case until the appropriate time. However, I do want to emphatically say I did not obstruct justice in any way. In fact, it is the contrary. Thank you for the huge outpouring of support. It's my hope that you can all come to the trial and see the truth." So that actually sounds very similar to what Sheriff Stevens said on his Facebook post just months before he pled guilty to felony charges. So now let's go to Hot Spring County with Auditing Arkansas and me and ask some questions. Let's check it out. So I'm here in Malvern in Hot Spring County to talk to Sheriff Finkbeiner, sorry. Thank you. I'm actually here with Auditing Arkansas today, and we're going to come in here and ask some questions about the arrest that the FBI made for obstruction and more. Finkbeiner, there he is, right there.
That's how I pronounce it. We got the police department and everything's in there.
Huh, so this is the Malvern Police Department and the Hot Spring County Sheriff's Office. Same building. And a state police substation. That's interesting. So you can't even really count on one policing the other because they all hang out together. If one's corrupt, they're probably all going to be corrupt. We'll return.
At 5 o'clock?
It says
8
8.
o'clock. Are they closed for the day?
Huh?
How do you close the sheriff's office?
How do you close a sheriff's office indeed? So there's no one here right now?
It doesn't appear.
How do they get away with just having an empty building like this?
I don't know.
Maybe they just have that sign up while they're at lunch. Maybe they don't have a at lunch sign, so they just threw that up.
We'll ask somebody at the prosecuting attorney's office and see if they know when they'll be back.
That's a good idea.
Hot Spring County Sheriff's Office in Malvern. We're here to ask some questions about the sheriff. Random patriot just pushed the button. I bet they're done at lunch.
They're probably all at lunch. Oh, there's somebody. I see you. How's it going, brother? We were actually here to talk to the sheriff's office.
They're right over there.
I saw they were closed. I didn't know if you knew.
Day.
Is it just? Oh, really?
Yeah.
Gotcha. Makes sense. I didn't know if maybe they were just at lunch or if they were actually gone. That's what I was curious
They'll be
about.
back Monday.
10-4.
10-4.
How do you close down an entire sheriff's office?
I wouldn't know. I'm not in the sheriff's office.
Well, obviously, you're actually, yeah, I know. But, man, that's crazy.
So this is the state police and Malvern Police and Sheriff's Office?
No. Sheriff's office is there. Malvern Police Department is down at the Malvern Police Department.
No, it just, the sign up there said something about Malvern PD and.
Oh, they used to be here.
Oh, okay, cool. All right.
All right.
Thanks, brother.
All right.
Hey, what was your name? I'm Justin.
I'm not going to tell you my name. You got it recording for some reason. So.
Oh, we're independent journalists. And do you work for the town or the county? Your name,
We're close.
if you work for the county, your name would be public information, sir. And so,
It is.
I'm just asking for your first name. I'm not even asking.
Okay, not even your name. What do you do here?
What's your position? What's your position?
Bye.
Come on, play with us.
How are you not going to say your first name?
Okay, if anybody watching this video knows the face, the man we just talked to, please leave it in the comments below. How you
Hi.
doing? Doing well, thank you. No, ma'am, we're just taking some pictures. We'd like to talk to the sheriff if we could.
Okay, the sheriff's office is actually closed today.
Yeah, we found
Saw that. Do you have any comment on the sheriff?
We have no involvement with that.
I didn't think you did, but
Yeah, we can't
what?
discuss it.
What's your personal opinion on it?
I'm not disclosing.
Do you think he's?
For those of you who don't know, the sheriff of Hot Spring County, Arkansas, Scott Finkbeiner, was arrested on a federal warrant for obstruction of justice. Apparently, according to records that have been released, he instructed one of his drug informants to not cooperate with the FBI, and he alerted those same informants as to a surveillance operation the FBI was conducting at their location. He was arrested, he was booked, he's out on a $5,000 bond. Conditions of his bond are that he not carry a firearm and he not have any interactions with law enforcement. As of yesterday, Scott Finkbeiner put out a statement that he was going to continue to be the sheriff of Hot Spring County and continue to come to work. So, you know, I don't know how a sheriff who can't interact with law enforcement and can't carry a weapon can continue to be a sheriff.
Here's a sheriff's parking spot right here.
Yeah, here's this spot.
Look at me, I'm the sheriff now.
I guess anybody can be a sheriff.
Yeah. Now we're both the sheriff.
Both the sheriff. Hey, what's
We're,
up, Chief?
we're co-sheriffs. Is it ironic that the sheriff's office is on Potts Street And he just got arrested for doing drugs. For doing them drugs. On Pot Street.
Huh?
I was going to tell you, if you look at the Arkansas Justice Project, they have all those documents.
Arkansas
posted
Justice
on
Project.
Facebook.
Really?
All the documents are on there.
We're
You're a
gonna-
reporter too?
Uh-huh.
Cool.
Yeah, if you get on Facebook and look at the Arkansas Justice Project Facebook page, they have a post about it, and they've got all the documents.
All the
that are relevant.
details?
Yeah.
Awesome.
All the court documents.
What do you think about it?
Well, I'll tell you if you don't quote me. I don't know what happened exactly, but he went to a training session in Little Rock. It was an Arkansas Sheriff's Association thing. The first night, he left, didn't come back the next day.
I bet he still got paid for it though.
I don't know about that. I honestly don't know, but they looked and looked and looked for him. His wife filed a missing persons report. That's online.
That was January what?
I'm not sure when that. He took the oath of office the 1st of January, but I'm not sure when.
Did he ever give an excuse for where he was?
I guess he said he was just hanging out with friends. I'll read those affidavits and tell me what you
Well,
think.
we know we heard the solicitation and all that stuff.
It's crazy. It's crazy, and especially when you read it in a court document.
And how he's denying it when there's audio tape of it.
He's denying it, and he was overwhelmingly voted in. So most of the people in this town are
Pro.
pro Finder. They're not going to believe it, even when they read the affidavit.
How is he even gonna claim that he's innocent when there's literally video? I guess
He
it's
says
audio of him.
What he is saying is the guy that lives at that address is his confidential informant, but there's no paperwork showing that. Honestly, I don't expect to hear or know much more until the trial
Yeah.
myself. So
There probably won't be a trial. He'll probably cop a plea. And
There'll be a plea.
we'll see.
He'll-
I mean, he's
he'll-
adamantly denying it, so I don't
Just
see
like-
him copping a plea.
Have
at
you
the
seen
moment.
the Johnson County Sheriff? How that all went? I'm
Got a
sure it'll
slap
be.
I haven't looked
misdemeanor.
into it a lot, but
Mis-
and then there's another one. A former Arkansas sheriff just got arrested for 15 felony charges.
Yeah.
So that's another one.
Yeah, that's the fourth one
So
in the
there-
last year.
I mean, he put on a good front.
I saw people claim that since he got in office, crime went down drastically,
Well,
and I'm
nobody
wondering,
knows the statistics.
are they just not busting people anymore because he's part of it?
I don't know. I think what people see him putting information out all the time.
Yeah.
The Malvern police do not put information out. So the stuff they're up to, nobody knows. You know,
Gotcha.
they're just as busy and making just as much of
Money.
a difference.
Money.
Do you mind if I ask you a question or two on camera? You don't mind? Awesome. Okay, so we are both independent journalists. We're here actually doing a story on the sheriff.
Okay.
Have you heard anything about the sheriff?
I've heard. Well, people ask me if I heard anything. I mean, I know there's something that went on as far as being arrested. But I don't know, like, what happened.
He was at a known drug house that was being watched by the FBI.
Oh wow.
And when he got word that they were being watched by the FBI, hold on.
Yeah.
When he got word that they were being watched by the FBI, he gave them a heads up and even showed them where the surveillance cameras were.
Oh wow.
And that way they won't get in trouble. And then, so he got arrested for obstructing an investigation, an FBI investigation.
okay.
Also, he's on audio smoking crack or meth out of a pipe and soliciting sex from one of the people there.
Oh, I heard it was something bad. Like, I heard it wasn't just something
What's your
light.
opinion of the sheriff overall?
That, yeah.
I've only heard good things. Like,
Okay.
I know that sounds completely opposite of what you said.
I
which
keep hearing
know,
that. Yeah.
I know, you don't know what goes on behind closed doors because, I mean,
What kind of good things have you heard?
I've just heard it, people say that he's, really working,
Cleaning up the town, I've heard that, but-
I've heard that as well. Oh, excuse me. Oh,
No,
you're
I'm
not
sorry.
picking that up.
I'm not gonna- I mean, I thought about
I thought
it,
it was
but
something.
I decided I better not.
I saw you think about it.
So that's your main thing is you've heard that he's cleaned up the town. I saw
I have heard that.
the crime rate's supposed to be down,
Yes.
which is good.
Yeah.
Makes you wonder though if he's just not busting the people with drugs, so there's less reports to report.
Oh, for sure. I mean, that is.
So now
that's
crime's
the first
down.
thing you think of when people
Yeah.
say, "Oh, well, he was really turning around." It's like, or is he, just
Or is he just not arresting people anymore?
know what he's doing?
When he asked that question, you gave a little grin, like you know something that.
She's in the more the loop than I am, so she's probably
I
heard more
can't-
gossip than I have.
I
personally know him. I don't live in Hot Springs County, so I don't have an opinion.
Have you heard anything that we haven't said already?
Not really.
No,
As
about
far
the
as
same.
like what he was been arrested for, I haven't heard other than what has been said. Which actually have more information than I do.
Right.
About what he was arrested
also,
for.
they're letting him continue to be sheriff.
Okay.
Now, he can't have a firearm, but he still has access to the database, to the evidence room, to everything. If he was already obstructing, he
I
still
feel
has.
like maybe he shouldn't have keys.
Maybe he shouldn't have
castle.
keys to the castle. Good way to
Sorry.
put it.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm one of these. I prefer to believe the best in somebody until they're proven in court they're
I'm the
guilty.
same way.
I'm the same.
But if you've got these accusations against you,
Audio recording.
step down until you are cleared 100% by law by the courts.
Now you're
That's going to be the safest thing for everybody.
And for him to, because
he can declare his innocence while
because
he's
he
not
could be
active
innocent
sheriff.
and all that, I mean, so he deserves a right to not have his name, but
But he needs to
obviously-
step down.
Obviously, he
He
needs
can't
to
do
step down right now.
Benjamin
until
Franklin.
all that's proof.
Benjamin Franklin said it's better to let 3 guilty people go than to put one
Innocent
innocent
person.
man behind bars. So I'm 100% with the fact that he's not guilty yet.
Yet.
Right.
He is accused, but
He still doesn't need to be in this position right now because he doesn't have the proper access to the things that he would need if he is an active sheriff doing his job properly. Because, not having a firearm, he doesn't need to have access to it. With some of the accusations in the arrest warrant, doesn't need to have access to any kind of
information.
Well, not information, but like
Evidence room?
evidence room.
Yeah.
Because you know how much evidence is in there that could have been
Against
drug-related.
him.
Well, I mean, yeah.
How much evidence is in there that they don't even know is evidence against him?
Yeah.
That he's going to get rid of,
Exactly.
or get his buddy to get rid of.
Yeah.
And also equal treatment. So let's say you got caught smoking crack at your job and soliciting
Exactly.
sex.
Yeah. I mean, I
And
would still be able to work there.
Are they gonna?
No.
until I prove?
You're gonna be blasted all over the
Until-
newspaper.
Yeah.
You're not
Until
going
the
back to
court
work.
goes through, and until the court is completely finished and you're either proven 100% guilty.
And you might not even get to come back after
and then,
that.
And then
Yeah,
you would
that's
still
still-
be
that's so
lucky
much.
if they still took you back.
Yep.
after that,
So much,
so.
your name is tarnished after that just because
And even if he didn't do all of those things, he's had to have done
everybody's
something
got
to-
something in their past that's going to end up getting brought back to light.
He claims that those people were an
Especially if you're in a
informant of his,
position
but
like that.
even if they were, how do you explain?
Yeah.
If the FBI is watching them, you don't protect your informant over the FBI investigation. Never mind the drugs and the sex.
Yeah.
You know.